Okay, we're good. So I like this one a lot. And again, I was not helpful on this post when I saw it. Somebody wrote about stealing clients, and you had really good stuff to say on that subject, on the idea of a coach coming in and snaking one of your clients or grabbing a client that you're currently working with. So I want to hear your helpful take, and then I'll give my non-helpful take after.
Well, I related a story when I did my first Into the Fire Surf retreat. It was part of a leadership program, not certification. Kind of. And, and my partner, Karen, down in LA, invited a bunch of coaches, and they paid some money. We actually made a bit of money on that thing. But the key point was she brought this Hollywood coach. And at the end of it, this little guy is handing out his cards, trying to snake all of our participants. And we didn't even think at that point of creating clients or making clients. And we were livid. And it was so interesting because we're so new in our careers. This was a big deal.
Right.
But as I put in that post, it just became noise. It just became this thing. I think as you progress as a coach and you know what you're about, these type of things are less important. They're just noise, because once you create the relationship, what I love is when people work with me, they want to work with me as much, if not more, than I want to work with them.
Right.
And it becomes a non-issue.
Yeah.
So that's the crux of it. But I'm really curious at your unhelpful.
But just so we're clear, like it doesn't even register. It's not even on your radar anymore that this could happen. It's not a fear that you have. It's not something that you feel like you have to deal with, another coach coming in and taking a client from you. Why not?
In terms of the clients that I currently have, at least it would create a conversation about where our expectations and agreements are, and then we could either renegotiate and figure out what's going on. But if they're not happy,
yes,
they're not experiencing growth, at least it's a catalyst.
Yes.
So I'm coming from the viewpoint that everything that happens to us, we create, first of all. And number two, if we're going to be with it in a way that's very open, it's going to dig us down into our real self, passing through our egoic self. And what I've learned on this journey is all that I'm doing with all this coaching stuff and my whole life stuff and my family stuff is just getting to know me before my parents knew my name. So as long as I do that, I'm just moving ahead and I'm able to let stuff roll off my shoulders without it being too big of a deal.
Cool.
But does it hurt? Does it suck? It totally does. I felt it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other point, I know that for a while I had these ill will feelings to the guy, and it was only once that I could just let this go, then I'm free. So basically my work in 2017 is I'm letting go of everything.
Cool. So I can steal all the clients I want from you, and you can't be upset about it in 2017.
You can try anyways.
Free reign.
You can try.
Good. I love that.
What's your unhelpful vent?
Well, my unhelpful one is I come from selling insurance. That's where I got my start on this whole journey of what took me from into the world of what I coach on now, of coaching on sales. And in insurance, everyone's already got someone they're working with. The only way to get a new client, unless you happen to run in to some 16-year-old who's just moving out of the house and it's impossible. So we are constantly stealing clients from each other. That's just how it works. And what I came to realize is I couldn't steal a client from anybody. All I did was take someone who wasn't being served fully, and I could serve them better. And if that client left me to go with somebody else, then somebody else had somehow found a way to help that person in a way that either I wasn't doing or I wasn't able to. So it was really funny for me. Whenever I hear coaches talk about that, it just makes me laugh because I can't imagine how that's a bad thing for someone. If I'm to lose a client to any other coach, like you're saying, that's a fantastic lesson for me. Why was it that I wasn't the best coach for that client if I really like them? And at the same time, if I get all bent out of shape around it, then that's a sign that I've made this whole thing about me and not about my client. So if I am totally focused on serving the person I'm with, and I'm not the best coach for them, and I've done this to say, I don't think I'm the best coach for you, I think you should work with somebody else, and actively sent a client away. If I get hurt because another coach came in and stole a client, I don't think it's possible. So all of my advice was around hiring hitmen to take out the other coaches, which is really expensive, or how to have some kind of a contract. I've worked with realtors. I actually walked out of a meeting with some realtors that wanted to get their clients in contract so that they couldn't go to another realtor, which just to me shows that you have so little faith in your own ability that you need a contract like that. Like I said, I can't, if that's what it takes for you guys to get a client and keep it, then I can't help you. There's way more wrong here than anything else I can help you with. So my take is the same thing. Good luck, because my clients love me and I serve the hell out of them, and that's why they stick with me. And if it turns out I'm not the coach to help that person, then I will gladly either help them find somebody else, or if they find them on their own, then best of luck. Because the other cool thing is, anytime I lose a client to another coach, it's always a feeling of happiness for me. Like if somebody's deciding between a number of coaches and they go with somebody else, my take is either I wasn't the coach to begin with, and now they're going to go and be served better by somebody else, or here's their chance to go work with a shitty coach and have a bad experience, and then come running back to me, and if I still have room in my practice, I'll take them back. Those are the only two options for me. And it's totally from ego, but it also protects me from having these stories about clients being taken. It can't happen. You cannot take a client from me. You can serve a client better than I can, or a client can make a mistake and go work with you and realize it's a mistake and then come back to me. Either way, I'm totally cool with it.
What's the third option?
Did I say three? I don't know if there are.
No, I'm offering you to come up with another one.
Come up with because we need three. So either I'm no good, the other coach is no good, or I don't know, the client's not ready to do the level of work I want to do.
So another one. The other one that I'm thinking is sometimes the client grows and they need a change.
Totally. Love that. Yeah.
You know, I love this thing where I've always had this idea that the model of coaching where you just have a client that keeps on going forever and ever. And if you do this with everyone, it becomes a very therapeutic model where the client just keeps on going. I'm in the mindset. I love the idea of 6 month, 1 year contracts. And I'll be honest, I do have some clients that continue, and that's fine, but I don't base my whole practice on that.
Right. No, that's really good. And I had 2 clients complete at the end of last year who said to me, and your buddy was one of them, said to me, Dave, I've achieved the goals I wanted to achieve. I've hit the numbers I want to hit. I want to take a break and just enjoy life for a while. That's just as good as them saying, you know what, you helped me with the money part. That's all set. I want to now go work with another coach on getting deeper into myself and knowing myself. And I would happily see that client move on to someone else, because it means my work is done with that person. So love that.
The beauty of how we are as coaches, and if we are constantly digging deeper within us and we're going deeper and deeper and we're growing as people, my experience has been in being in here about 5 years in this coaching industry. They may leave or they may quit for a while, but we are always on the radar.
Right.
And as we grow, we always provide. But since we have this relationship, I tell you that people are coming back.
Yeah. Yeah. If we stay in service to them, if we don't make it a story about anything else and just keep helping them, though we haven't left, then the door is always open for them to come back. If we do make a big story, then we'll never hear from them again, because now they realize this whole thing was about us to begin with. And then it's no longer a coaching relationship. It's now you've hurt me, and nobody wants to come back and work with that person.
I don't know, Dave, like from going totally unhelpful, I see it as very helpful.
Well, I will try again then, because I was determined to piss someone off with this. And
you might. There's some parts that you pissed me off. No.
Then we're dead. You're dead to me.
We're good. Okay.
Thanks, Gary.
See ya.